Hello, hope you're all doing well. It's December 13th. It's been a little bit. It's been a little bit. I think it's been maybe 2 or 3 weeks. Sorry about that. I've been busy with mainly just school and family stuff. I really apologize about that. But videos should be more consistent now. I'm gonna stay true to my word this time. Okay, trust me, trust me. I don't lie. Okay, I don't lie. But so yeah, I'm gonna try to keep videos pretty frequently. Maybe not every day, but as often as I can possibly do. Because right now I have a lot less stuff going on. So yeah, and sorry if I mean I am very tired right now, so if I stutter or anything, that's why I'm sorry. Uh, yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So we can see we have. Well, first off, I'm gonna be talking about kind of a not really not I wouldn't call it like a winter storm. I would just call it kind of a it's just like a weak storm system that's bringing snow to areas of Colorado, New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Texas Panhandle. We take a look at that right now. We can see, looking at Colorado, we have pretty much like scattered snowfall across much of like the eastern and southern parts of the state here. Colorado Springs gets some even moderate and heavy snow in this area here, in between Pueblo and Colorado Springs, and then just a lot of snow showers around this area in southeastern Colorado. I think we also are seeing snow in Denver right now as well, I believe. If we head a little further south, I think we're seeing snow in the northwestern part of the Texas Panhandle. Yeah, right there we can see the cutoff line is like Boise City down towards Clayton, not quite down into the Dalhart area. So yeah, we're seeing some snow in those areas. As we go through tonight, let me reload this. Okay. Yeah, as we go through tonight, we can see that snow by this is 2 a.m. Central Time. We can see we got some snow starting to get its act together across like western Kansas, down into New Mexico. We're still seeing those like higher elevation snow showers. And then even tomorrow afternoon, this is like 2 p.m. tomorrow, 12 hours later, we're still seeing snow in those same areas there. So we're definitely going to be looking at a good bit of snow. You go back to the 18Z run. And yeah, we can see that snow does even make it as we cool off like during the night. Thursday night, and this storm system moves east. We do see snow even make it all the way into like the northeastern Texas Panhandle, like barely even into like maybe the western tip of Oklahoma, like not the Panhandle, like the other part. Uh, so yeah, it's pretty interesting. A lot of rain in some areas too, on the southern side of this. But yeah, so a good bit of snow. I don't. Let's take a look at let's take a look at total positives. Yeah, here we go. So this is snow depth change, and we can see. Yeah, I mean, we're looking at like 2 to 3, 4 inches in some areas, maybe like 5 and 6 across far western Kansas, southeastern Colorado, and some of the higher elevations, of course, picking up 1 to 2 feet. So that is a lot of snow we're going to be looking at in some places. But storm, yeah, mainly because the storm system is moving so slow. But yeah, so I mean, some of the snow is well needed, though. I think many of these areas are in a drought right now, so that's good to see. Now, the main thing I'm going to be talking about for today's video, pretty much for the majority of the video, is this upcoming pretty significant storm system that's going to be affecting areas like the southeast, the mid-Atlantic, as we head towards this weekend. So let's get started here. We're looking at the GFS model. This is the 18Z run from about 3 hours ago. Oh yeah, so like today and tomorrow, or Thursday and Friday, my bad. We can see we have a high pressure system in play, or high, yeah, we have a high pretty much in place across the east. A lot of dry air. We take a look at temperatures, and it's kind of just like it's cold, but it's just like average, like highs in the 50s, 70s in Florida. In the Northeast, we have definitely some more above average temperatures with 40s inland and then 50s along the coast. But yeah, as we go towards this weekend, Saturday afternoon, we can see we have kind of two things going on. We have this like a little bit of a clipper coming out of Canada. As you can see right here, we have this pretty much dilapidated storm system. This was our storm system that's bringing snow to this area currently. And then we have this new low emerging from the Gulf of Mexico. We can see we have a lot of heavy rain across areas in the northeastern Gulf, starting to come inland. This is Saturday afternoon, I should say that. As we go towards Saturday night, we can see this thing just rams into the Florida Panhandle with a 987 millibar low. It's a ton of heavy rain. This is almost now. Okay, I'm just gonna say this now. If this happens like what the GFS is showing, we pretty much could be expecting tropical system like effects, or tropical storm like effects for pretty much a good portion of the southeast. And I'll show you why in just a second. Now, and I'll also show you why that may not be the case, and we might be seeing like a different solution. But early Sunday morning here, we're looking at about midnight Saturday night. We're starting to see that pressure gradient really get going in here, especially because if we have this high to the north. And so we can see we have kind of our CAD starting to come into place across northern Georgia, and that's helping to kind of pretty much prohibit or pretty much increase that pressure gradient, allowing for more wind. But yeah, we can see that heavy rain and stuff moving towards North Georgia. By Sunday afternoon, look at this, just the magnitude of the storm system. It's massive. And we can see we have rain in cities like Nashville, like Lexington, Kentucky, almost up to Columbus, Ohio. We have that rain shield. Also Indianapolis, and then a band of heavy rain and a lot warmer temperatures in South Carolina. If we go ahead and switch over to actual temperatures, yeah, we can see like 60s in this area here, and then 40s in many other areas. Now, one thing is it's just not cold enough for snow. We can see surface temperatures here are mainly in the upper to mid 40s. Of course, despite like the southeast, like that area of the southeast, the other part's cold. But we take a look at 850 millibar temperatures, and yeah, in our entire area, it's just not, the atmosphere is just not cold enough pretty much to condone snow. Where we have like the shades of blue, that's where it's actually cold enough in the upper levels to support wintry precip. We don't have that in this area here at all. So that kind of sucks, to be honest, because it looks like we're just going to be seeing cold rain for a ton of places in mid-December. But I mean, at least it's something. At least it's not just another dry weekend. I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like if we could get this in North Georgia, how the GFS is happening, it'd make it like this boring period with our weather, because this December has been boring. So same with November. We've had very little like storms. We've had very little like, I mean, we haven't had much rain at all anyway. It's just been like, it hasn't been really warm either. It's just been cold, but like not below average. It's just been average. It's just been extremely boring. But this will hopefully break that up if the GFS happens, which we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, but as we go into Monday afternoon, Monday evening, got a little bit more cold air that finally comes into place. We switch over to snow in some of the like mountains in western North Carolina, eastern Tennessee, up into western Virginia and eastern Kentucky. Some of that snowfall also occurring up along the Great Lakes there, Lake Erie, as our low heads to the north and then exits. And we can see even a little bit of backside snow in New York, Vermont, New Hampshire there. Now that's a little uncertain. Yeah, we can see by the like Monday afternoon, we could probably maybe see that switch over by about like 4 or 5 p.m. as that cold air finally actually makes it into the southeast. Now looking at the Euro is of course going to be a little different. It's actually, in this case, it's vastly different. So we go ahead and go out to Saturday afternoon. We can see we have a 1002 millibar low in the Gulf. Very similar situation, of course, with the storm system. A lot of heavy rain across this area, the eastern sector, and even some heavy rain on the western side. And then we see this tropical storm-like low is a lot further east than what the GFS has. The GFS has it like right here, tracking up like this. Euro has it more like this. Now, in previous runs, this has been changing. Okay, so we go ahead and let's go back to right here. Or actually, no, we'll go right here. So yeah, previous run here in the GFS, we can see we have that heaviest rain in this area here. Some of that rain making it up here. And then we go to the 18Z, and yeah, we can see that everything kind of has shifted a little further west and north. So, I mean, that's a good sign for me. I like this run here. This run is favoring me. Still, we don't really get that wind, which we'll talk about in just a second. But yeah, we're starting to see all those impacts. We look at the 12Z, so we can go out a little bit further. And yeah, we see all that heavy rain areas of Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. Very good bet if you're in this area here. You're like going to get slapped with the rain and potentially some wind. And then we have that like almost cold front like feature kind of combine. My bad. Don't know why I get notifications while okay, I gotta turn that off. But yeah, we look a little bit further north here on the Euro, and we can see how low pretty much like it kind of becomes, it doesn't go up into Canada as quickly. It kind of sits around in the mid-Atlantic for a bit. And on the back side of this, we do see a lot of wind back across the southeast. Uh, Considering we have a 986 millibar low here, and we still see that switch over about Monday afternoon in the mountains. Actually, Monday morning that's a lot earlier. Actually, we start to see that winter remix. Still, this is not going to be a big snow event for like the majority of the majority of these areas down here. Really isn't going to be a big snow event for anywhere, it seems, but maybe the northeast could get a couple inches, and then of course some mountains could get a couple inches, but still overall not that big of a deal. Looking at wind gusts here, so take the GFS like with a little bit of a grain of salt, because the GFS is going really above and beyond with this. I mean, we have wind gusts getting near like well like over tropical storm force, like Saturday evening here, Friday evening, my bad. Actually, no, it was Saturday evening. I'm stupid. Yeah, we're already seeing wind gusts up to 35 for a large area of northern Georgia, South Carolina, eastern Alabama, and then 40s and 50s already across southern Georgia, areas of Florida. And we go into pretty much into Sunday morning here. This is about midnight. We're gusting up to 60 in this like belt in southern Georgia. Already 40, 45 in Athens. Atlanta is 45. 44 in Columbia, and then yeah, I mean, still have, like it's just a lot of wind with this system. This is not a localized threat either. We can see many areas in northern Georgia peak out at about 60 miles per hour, and then that heads up to the north, or up north, and we see that wind still cranking on the backside of this. We take a look at what the Mid-Atlantic could see on the GFS. Yeah, like the entire state of North Carolina gets like pretty much like obliterated by this. Not obliterated actually, but like a lot of wind and rain. This area here is like pretty much guaranteed at this point, I'd say. The area that's really uncertain right now is northern Georgia and upstate South Carolina. This area here, considering the European and the GFS are vastly different. We take a look at the European wind gusts, and yeah, we see even though like we go by the 18Z. This is the new run. We're starting to see that wind creep up into Georgia, but also the wind is not as strong, and the wind still doesn't make it up into that area, like up into northern Georgia. So we'll have to see if everything shifts a little bit more with future runs of the Euro, which I will be an update in tomorrow's video most likely. But yeah, max wind gusts across the southeast. We can see this area here just gets, like once again, right in here, just gets clobbered. The wind for us here in Georgia, if the European actually happens, we could be looking at a lot of wind on Monday. We can see gusts near 40 miles per hour from like many areas of northern Georgia down into eastern and southeastern Georgia, into like also the low country of South Carolina. We have a lot of wind in the backside of that. In the mountains, that wind will be going off. Look at that. So yeah, I mean, that's also something we could be looking at. It is more wind on Monday. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I don't want to make this video too long. Hopefully I'll have another one of these out for y'all tomorrow so we can talk about this. Right now I'm willing to bet that the European will probably be the model we're going to be looking towards. Now that's honestly that isn't really like a forecast though. I'm just pretty much going off of like climatology, I'm not going to say the word. I don't feel like it, but I'm pretty much just going off of like what seems to, like what has actually happened previously. I mean, we haven't had a system with like 55 mile per hour wind gusts in northern Georgia that's not from like a thunderstorm or not from like a tropical storm, and like I don't even think since I've been alive. So I mean, I think there's a very like low chance of that actually happening. Now it could happen. It'd definitely be pretty insane if that did happen. But I think the ERA's solution is more viable at this point, with that wind mainly being limited to like South Carolina and North Carolina. I think that's like a little bit of a more accurate bet. Now the GFS though has been very consistent with what it's been saying. So the GFS kind of is a little bit higher when it comes to this, it seems. The European, it seems to be kind of shifting towards the GFS as we go right now. So we'll have to see. Now one thing that's a possibility is the European kind of caves into the GFS, but we don't see those significant winds. We just see like wind gusts in the 40s, pretty much 30s and 40s. I think that would probably be the best or not the best case. I'd say that'd probably be like that probably has a higher chance of happening than the other two solutions in my opinion. And that's what we could actually see. But yeah, so update y'all. I'll have another video out either tomorrow or Friday. Friday's video would probably be out. Let me think. Maybe even Friday morning. Yeah. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all all have an excellent day tomorrow. And if you have any finals, I hope they all go well. And yeah, goodbye.